Okay, so for those of you joining me, that was just a little bit of an extra I wanted to add to start to any of my talks online, starting it with some high vibes. Because if you don't already know, we are made of vibrations and sound. And so when I play those types of tones, they help align your energy centers, which actually helps you to be able to receive information a little bit more clear. So I like to start and end it with those bowls. So I haven't made any videos in a while, and I'm doing this because I'm really excited. One of my online mentors came out with a video on the pineal gland, the third eye, and this is my favorite subject. So his name is Dr. Bruce Lipton, and he did a talk yesterday. He came out with a video where it was explaining that the third eye, your pineal gland, which is your brow chakra, a gland that connects to an actual energy center, one that you can't see or feel, but you do have it does have its control on your intuition and your connection to your insight. So that's where imagination and dreams, that's the connection. It's kind of like a gateway, a portal. So he was explaining it as an input-output, and that's how I've always seen it, is that the matrix is think of it as a giant computer network. So this video is to explain the computer network in regards to reality and how synchronicities come into play. So synchronicity is when something happens that kind of seems odd. For example, you're thinking of a song and then that song plays on the radio. Did you make it play, or did you bring yourself to the reality of one where it was already playing? So synchronicity is when you think of something and then it is seen in your reality. For example, another good example is when you are thinking of someone that you haven't spoken to in a while, and then you receive a text or a message, or maybe they even show up. It's almost like you manifested that experience. You brought yourself to that reality, or that reality came to you. So I wanted to share this drawing and just a little bit of a background. Before my spiritual awakening 5 years ago, I was in IT. I was in information technology. So I'm very familiar with the hardware and software and the workings of all that fun stuff. So here we are. So I left software programming and took that knowledge and the process improvement portion that I learned and apply it to my own awakening. So back to this here. So this is you right here, and that's your third eye. So what I want to talk about is different realities, different possibilities. And I labeled them here as different Wi-Fi. So we're going to look at our reality as a computer network. It's easier for me to see it that way. So we have all these different Wi-Fis are running, right? When I'm like, for example, right here in my building, in my center, there's 9 different Wi-Fis going on, but I'm only connected to one. And that Wi-Fi connects me to a certain list of files, certain users, certain environment, certain existence. This Wi-Fi leads me to this existence. If I disconnect from my Wi-Fi and connect to the Wi-Fi of someone else, I now am part of their network, their reality, their user base, etc. So these different Wi-Fis also is good to note that they don't necessarily know of each other. They are all existing, and they are individually existing environments and realities, right? They can know each other, but they don't necessarily have to. They exist on their own. But what is aware of all those Wi-Fis is, for example, you walk into a center and you have your cell phone, and your cell phone's Wi-Fi is on. And all of a sudden you see a list of 20 different possible Wi-Fis to connect to. That's the 20 different possible realities that you could have connected to in that, if I'm comparing it to this. So this third eye right here, if you are that mobile device, if you are this cell phone, your cell phone's antenna is your third eye. And your third eye is what perceives. So we're receiving and we're giving out, we're emitting. So we're receiving information through our five senses, sight, sound, etc. But we also have different senses that are not necessarily physical. Thoughts are senses, and feelings are senses also. And the antenna, your third eye, receives information from your five senses and all the other senses that we're not aware of. So, and what that does is, it's a computer, it's a program. It runs on its own. This is your subconscious. So all of reality is about 5% is your conscious mind, but most of it, 95% of it, is subconscious. It's based on your belief, your perception, and what Wi-Fi you're connected to, what reality you're connected to. So what that means is that we are able to connect to these different realities based on our perception on what we connect to. And that's where there's kind of a lot of ways to go about this and a lot of different rabbit holes to get into, but I'm going to talk about synchronicity and why is it that someone thinks of something and then it happens. And that's because when synchronicity is occurring, that is when your mind and your spirit is aligned. So your spirit is your heart. It's what you're emitting. This is what you are feeling. This is your knowing. This is what you know to exist, because it's what you feel. And your mind is what you think exists or want to exist. And when this and this is aligned, that's what you see. That's the Wi-Fi or reality you're in. So if you believe, if you know in your heart that you are supposed to be running a crystal store, you eventually, and you put your focus and your intention and attention to it, that's the reality I ended up in. I was in software or IT for about 15 years. And when my changes happened, I had 100% focus on this existence. And now here I am living this existence, living this reality, because my mind is in sync with my heart. So when you follow your heart, it literally is. When you follow your heart, your vibration, your reality starts getting in tune with what it is you actually want to do. And your purpose, your passion, it's basically one and the same thing. So you're just doing what it is you're here for, and everything is in sync because everything just is what your mind and heart believes it to be. So just wanted to share that. Dr. Bruce Lipton did a video on the pineal gland and was talking about input output, and it really hit home for me because this is exactly how I like to explain it. It makes a lot of sense. You can connect to different realities if you change your different senses, the things you listen to, the things you watch, the words you say. All these vibrations affect your heart. And when you change those outer senses, because we do have a little bit of control to change those senses, we can change our environment. We can also change our environment. Our environment is our external. Our environment is your thoughts and your feelings and your intention. We also have full control of that. So we've got pretty much control of our reality. It's our choices. It's our willpower to follow that free will, that make that decision to bring you to the reality that you want to be in. And there's no blame. There's no high fives. I mean, it's really, you are where you're supposed to be because that's how you feel and that's how you think. If you feel better and you raise your vibe and you think better thoughts and you keep focus on a different Wi-Fi and you focus on a different reality, that's where you're going to be. And that's really all I wanted to share, is just wanted to share Dr. Bruce Lipton's teachings and explain it in my own little words and talk about the third eye because it's one of my favorite subjects, and it is your connection to your intuition and your insight. And a lot of people that do come into our wellness center, they ask me, what is the best way, what is the crystal or what is the aroma to help them to calm down or to find peace. And there is no crystal or aroma or person really to help you find that peace other than yourself. In fact, peace is eliminating all of that. Peace is to eliminate sound and sight and really sensation. So when you find your silence, your solitude, your stillness, when everything is silent and still, that's when you're able to perceive different vibrations, different frequencies, insights, ideas, thoughts, all these different things come to you. It's called inspiration. It's when you are inspired, you're in spirit. So when you expire, you're breathing out, it's inhaling and exhaling. It's very similar. It's just basically breathing. So find a dark, quiet place, sit still and breathe. And you eventually end up meditating. So don't think about trying to meditate. Just think about being still. And you eventually end up meditating and your mind will be in a different setting. And what I started with before I started this are the bowls and the bells, because you're made of vibration. And these different tones affect your entire being. So one of the things to note, really interesting, is your inner ear cells and your pineal gland cells are made of these microcalcite crystals that react to pressure. So when you're in a plane and you've got that pressure change, you've got to like yawn or do something to make a change in that pressure. So your third eye also is activated by pressure and sound. So when you listen to these different sounds, let me play this one bowl for you. Uh-oh. What that, and the reason why you feel good or you feel at peace or calm is because your third eye is receiving that pressure, and it's making a change, making an internal change. It's actually changing, similar to when you pop your inner ear. It's almost like it's popping your third eye and relieving pressure. So your third eye is the very first part of your immune system. It's really critical to your health, your endocrine system. It listens and pays attention to your third eye because your pineal gland is the first step. It's the conductor. It receives all this information and then it tells its buddy, the pituitary gland, what to do, and then that guy sends all the information out to the rest of your body. But the pineal gland is number one. So meditation, sun gazing, prayer, affirmations, and tones really help. So thank you for tuning in, and I will end this with just flipping over to show you the affirmations for the chakras. How I start my days, I read through the affirmations, and if any of them affects me different, if I feel a twinge in my heart or a flutter in my gut, that means there is something with that energy center that I probably should be working with. So remember, it's roots to fruits. You've got a good base for your roots, you get better fruits. And that's what this is about. It's your energy centers. And let's end it by doing this. Chair, and here you go. So the base chakra, I am connected with the energy of Mother Earth. My body, mind, and spirit are grounded, centered, and pure. This is the root chakra for your safety and security. Yes, grounding helps, sticking your feet in some grass, some dirt. Sacral chakra, I love all dimensions of myself. I delight in weaving the creative tapestry that is my life. solar plexus. My will and divine will are one. I am connected to the abundant flow of the universe. I easily manifest my dreams. Heart chakra. My heart is open to receive the energy of love. I radiate this essence. I walk my path with ease and grace. Throat chakra. I'm aligned with my highest truth. I communicate this with love and honor. My words echo softly within the universe. Third eye chakra. My mind is open to new visions. I expand my awareness through my higher self. Crown chakra. I'm connected to the divine source of the universe. I am light. I trust.